The championship status quo dictates an interesting event. A surprise result and a twist to the tail could also be on the cards. Although the Cry father and son combination have already wrapped up the Class B title, they won't be giving away wins on a plate. Their approach, however, may lack the intensity of previous outings, and hard done by challenges may see some light at the end of what has otherwise been a very dark tunnel. Marcus Taylor and Derek Keith in the JRE are the only other Class B winners this season and could find the route to their liking. While Louw de Bruin and Rudy Brits and Aurora Combat are also on form. Bez Besaidnout and Johan de Bruin and an Adenko bat, and veteran Giel Null, partnered by Sandra Labeskaghni in the Luke 8 Truggy, are separated by only 2 points in the championship. With Johan and Etienne Besaidnout in the second Adenko bat, only a further 3 points adrift. It will no doubt be tough up front there. The battle going on for the runners-up spot will be a cameo performance. Null and Labeskaghni have consistency going for them, but that might not be enough in what will be a tightly contested class. One of the secrets of winning championships is to close the door on rival teams when the opportunity presents itself. Schilling and Davies have the experience to do just that, and it will be a surprise if they allow the Class S title chase to go down to the wire. As is the case in Class A, the onus is on arch rivals Nick Gosler and Richard Carolyn in the Kopanong Hotel Super Team Raceco to take the play away from Schilling and Davies. Glenn Gibson and Mark Whitehurst in the Absolute Aceco could give Schilling and Davies and Gosler with Carolyn a run for their money, but a surprise result appears unlikely. Whatever the case may be, the Harpers lead by 15 points from the Motorrad pairing, while Gibson and Brown are too far back to challenge at this stage. But anything can and probably will happen. As for the man in fourth place, Shamir Varayawa, it hasn't exactly been a cakewalk. The Total Motorsport driver has had a season in which things just haven't quite gone according to plan. He and co-driver Siegfried Rousseau have been there or thereabouts, but a victory has eluded the man who makes a living from selling one of the most popular biscuit brands in the country. But Varayawa has a dark secret. He's a draftsman, quite a long way around to get to off-road racing, in other words.
Right now, I'm in the biscuit industry. The family owns a biscuit factory. We manufacture biscuits, value-added products and bulk biscuits. And before that, I'm actually a draftsman, architectural draftsman and a mechanical draftsman. And I had to jump into the business because of my late dad. And I've been here ever since, trying to innovate and grow the business. And yeah, it's been working for us.
It's a taxing business with an immense amount of pressure. Probably from there his love for racing, which is exactly the same thing.
The whole family involvement, all the families involved in racing. Off-road racing is a family sport, as you know. We go to the races. I mean, we've got cousins, little young ones coming to support us. We've got old guys supporting us, and yeah, it's a family sport. We've got from my family personally, we have four racing cars in off-road. When we started off, I was just myself or my father, and yeah, today we have four guys racing, 4 different cars, 3 in Class A, 1 in Class S, and so you can see the family involvement is quite good in off-road.
And the whole family does indeed get involved. Just listen. But how did it all start for the young Varayawa?
The love for motorsport started, well, I can say I was born in the sport because my late father, as my little boy comes to the race, that's how I used to go to the race. I think he started in 1979 or 78, somewhere around there, when they used to race the Total Trans Kalahari in Botswana. That's where it started, and ever since then I've been a little boy going to races, watching all the great racing drivers, like I'll give you some of the names. Paddy Driver, for one, Brandon's father, Arthur Harkes, was one of them. And that's how we got involved in the sport. And the first opportunity I got to navigate for my father at the age of 16, I jumped into the seat and navigated for 2 years. The first opportunity I got to drive at the age of 18, I took that opportunity, and I ended up winning the first race I ever drove in, which was I think the Klerksdorp 200. So that was one of the highlights of my racing careers. From then on, I won the overall national championship at age 23. So it's been going great. Thanks to Total for the last 3 years, which have seen my potential and basically supported me and sponsored me in this off-road game.
But having grown up in the game and knowing it as well as he has the off-road scene changed a lot over the years.
When I won the championship in 2000 with Bux Carolyn as the navigator, I think from 2000 to now the game is really upped. The guys are driving ridiculous paces, you know. And yeah, you have to be on the gas all the time to be in front. In 2000, you know, you could just nurse the car and be consistent, and you'll get a finish and win. Today, if you want to win, you have to go full out. You know, there's no being consistent. You have to be at full pace all the time, especially in the special vehicles. You got guys like Motorride, you got Gary, you got Nick Harper. To be in front all the time, you gotta run at good pace.
Total have also, together with Shamir and his team, taken to introducing the sport to the far-flung parts of Southern Africa. Communities throughout areas which may never have seen sleek, mean racing machines such as these are now exposed to it. And who knows, perhaps there is a future national champion drawing one of these today, only to race it a bit later in life.
Yeah, with Total, before each race, we take the transporter with the car and the small, as you can say, promo car. We take that out to the schools, various schools in different areas. We try and create brand awareness. We even try and let the kids know about off-road racing, the mechanical side of it, the engineering side of it, and try and get them more involved in the sport. We also have competitions for children at different races. You know, like example, we had kiddies draw off-road cars, the Total car that we're driving, and the best one wins a prize, you know. And it's been going great, and yeah, that's a lot of community work we do, and I think for Total and ourselves, it's quite good.
How has the 2007 series been for the Total team?
Before the last race, we were second on the championship. We had a bit of a problem in the last race, so we were forced to retire, and I think it dropped us back to fourth, if I'm not mistaken. And the next two races, we decided just to get back into the top three. Obviously not first, that's impossible, so we'll try and get back to second or third, hopefully. And we're not going to go for any wins now, we're just going to try and get more points and hopefully finish in the top three.
When the curtain comes down on 07, what are the plans for a new year, and are there moves afoot to return to the US of A?
The season's coming to an end, yeah. The future plans is next year, obviously there's different plans. The planning is that we're going to try and run this car in the local series, which is in South Africa, and the plans is to run a score series in America, hopefully about 4 races next year. Provided it doesn't clash or coincide with our calendar, we'll definitely be racing more overseas. And we've done that before. I think 2 years ago with the help of Total, we've raced in Las Vegas in Trim, and I think more international experience would do good.
And there's no doubt that Varayawa will be bringing it back and making it count here on home soil. Documentation and scrutineering will take place on November the 2nd at race headquarters at Lydenburg Toyota. The 40-kilometer prologue to determine start positions for the race proper the next day will be run from 1 o'clock with the start and finish at the Lydenburg Rugby Club.